the lone wolf of Blue Team, known for her unparalleled abilities with the sniper rifle, making sniping seem like an art. A practitioner of Zen, and wearer of the Argus variant of the Mjolnir Gen 2 armour, specifically tailored for her role as a sniper. This is the story of Linda-058. Linda was born on the outer colony of Verent in 2511 and was the earliest candidate for the Spartan 2 program. During her time at school, she oversaw an intelligence network with her classmates, which she used to spy on her teachers. She was singled out as a physically and intellectually superior child by Dr. Catherine Halsey at the age of 6 and was abducted, replaced with a flash clone, and sent to the Fleetcom military complex on Reach. She trained there with the Spartans under the guidance of Chief Petty Officer Franklin Mendez and the AI, Deja. She trained at the Painland Training Camp and the Military Wilderness Training Preserve in the Highland Mountains. By July 2523, Linda and the other Spartans had already begun facing off against Tango Company, a group of cheating Marines in war games. Linda adapted to her Spartan 2 augmentations well, and was one of the few to recover quickly. Due to this, she was chosen for the Spartan 2's first mission in the Eridanus system. However, they did not have the Mjolnir armour yet. She boarded the Leyden, a freighter associated with the Eridanus rebels, along with John 117, Fred 104, Samo 34, and Kelly 087. They then travelled to Eridanus Secundus and captured the rebel leader Colonel Robert Watts. On May 1st, 2531, Linda, Kelly, Fred, John and Kurto 51 joined as a team, forming the original Blue Team, and infiltrated the United Rebel Front's military base on Victoria, Camp New Hope. Linda, Kelly, Fred and John were ambushed and disabled by an anti-gravity plate used by the insurrectionists. However, Kurt managed to save them with a warthog before they could be interrogated, killing the rebel leader General Howard Graves in the process. Linda was heavily involved in the Human Covenant War and fought on Jericho 7 and Draco 3. The Spartans were unable to arrive in time to save the residents of Jericho 3, who were killed by grunts and jackals. During the Operation Horn and Hide, Linda went to a brute outpost on the world of Odenlish. She managed to kill a vital Prophet missionary. She was designated Green 1 and led the Spartan 2 Green Team into the suburbs of Côte d'Azur during the Battle of Sigma Octanus 4. They scouted the residential part of the city, however found no survivors. They helped escort 20 survivors found by Red Team to the evac zone before Blue Team detonated a Havoc nuclear warhead in the middle of the city, destroying tens of thousands of Covenant forces stationed there. Linda was given strategic control over the evac, and they dusted off in Pelicans, docked with the UNSC Leviathan, and returned to Reach. Linda was aboard the Pillar of Autumn for some time prior to the fall of Reach, and was designated Blue 3, part of John 117's Blue Team. They were sent to Reach Station Gamma to destroy the unsecured nav database of the ONI's UNSC Circumference, one of the UNSC's stealth-capable corvettes. Linda was chosen for the mission by John due to her excellent capabilities with a sniper rifle. During the mission, James 005 was presumed KIA when his thruster pipe was damaged by a needler, causing him to spin out of control. Linda and John entered the station, which was filled with elites and Jackal Rangers. They found the bay and assisted Sergeant Johnson in holding off the Covenant long enough to escape. However, as the Pelican left the bay, Linda was hit by multiple plasma shots from a plasma rifle and overcharged plasma bolts from a plasma pistol, penetrating her armour and flesh all the way down to the bone. To John's horror, her vitals flattened and she was presumed dead. John carried Linda's body to the cryo facilities on the Pillar of Autumn, which was eventually shot down above Installation 04 by the Covenant Fleet of Particular Justice. As the Autumn was shot down, Linda's cryopod ejected, leaving her floating above the installation for days until Cortana detected her, while she and John were fleeing the destroyed ring. They picked her and another 2 cryopods up, however Linda was the only survivor. After John and Sergeant Johnson captured the Covenant flagship Ascendant Justice, Linda was brought aboard in her cryotube. She was left frozen until medical staff were available due to the severity of her injuries. She stayed there until Catherine Halsey was rescued from Reach, along with Fred 104 and his surviving teammates. Halsey performed surgery on Linda aboard the UNSC Gettysburg, replacing her kidneys with flash clone kidneys and a new liver to replace her old one. Linda survived, and Dr. Halsey said it would be a week before she could get out of bed. Due to the imminent attack on Earth, Linda ignored this, recovered quickly in a few days, and actually got out of bed. She then took part in Operation First Strike. Linda geared up and joined the other Spartans infiltrating the unyielding Hierophant. She covered John, Fred, Willow 43 and Grace 093, to the vessel's fusion reactors with her sniper rifle, allowing them to overload them. As they evacuated, Linda showed her true sniping skill, shooting 7 elite pilots straight out of their Banshees whilst they were flying them. Oh yeah, she also did that whilst dangling upside down off a cable. Pretty crazy. Linda was going to sacrifice herself to save the team. However, John ordered her to let him rescue her on the comms. She uploaded a nav point to John's HUD, which led him to her location. She was actually hiding in broad daylight, but angled at a point where the sun wouldn't reflect off her suit, giving her undetectable cover, allowing her to take out the elite pilots. The Spartans flew their Banshees to a Covenant dropship, which Linda flew behind a nearby moon. They then retreated back to the UNSC Gettysburg, where Linda took control of its navigations, flying it back to Earth as the unyielding Hierophant and massive Covenant fleet were destroyed. Linda, Fred and John then took part in a debrief of the mission with the ONI. Linda took part in many operations during the Battle of Earth in 2552, including operations in orbit around Earth. She helped stop a Covenant invasion on Mount Erebus in Antarctica with a Havoc tactical nuke, and helped destroy Covenant excavation forces on the sea floor off the coast of the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. Linda, Fred and Will were deployed to the Centennial Orbital Elevator in Havana, Cuba, to stop Covenant forces from gathering there. Linda found that all UNSC forces had been destroyed by brute infantry and a Type 47 Scarab. Linda and Fred took care of the brutes, whilst Will destroyed the Scarab, and along with the rest of Blue Team, she stopped the Covenant forces who had managed to capture multiple nuclear warheads. While fighting with the Covenant forces, Fleet Admiral Terence Hood relayed a message to the Spartans from Dr. Halsey on Onyx, who was asking for their support to retrieve foreign artifacts. Hood tried to have the Spartans picked up from Earth by the UNSC Pony Express, a UNSC corvette which was the fastest ship available to the UNSC in 2552. Fred denied, and the Spartans captured the Bloody Spirit, a Covenant destroyer faster than the Express, so they could reach the Zeta Doradus planetary system, where Onyx was located, quicker. The Spartans ascended the orbital elevator and destroyed one of the Covenant destroyers at the top. The Covenant sent dropships to retrieve the warheads, and the Spartans hid under one of their hulls and waited until they returned to the Bloody Spirit, where they depressurized the ship, killing all troops aboard. Linda activated the nukes to destroy the space elevator, and the Spartans jumped to slipspace for the Onyx system. Arriving at Onyx, Linda, Fred and Will crashed the Bloody Spirit onto the surface, arriving in style. They met up with Kelly-087, Dr. Halsey and Kurt-051, a Spartan Linda had thought was dead for 21 years, and many other Spartan 3s also, including Holly, Ash and Dante. The group were attacked by multiple Onyx Sentinels, who attacked in groups of 3. One Sentinel watched and reported the Spartans' tactics to the other Sentinels, whilst being 3,000 metres in the air, whilst the other 2 attacked at close range. Linda took out the Overwatch Sentinel, which is the one that's 3,000 metres in the air, using 2 M41 rocket launchers. Pretty crazy. Linda and the rest of the survivors then used spirits to reach an underground Forerunner city within Zone 67 of Onyx. They located Onyx's map room, and their AI, Endless Summer, sent them on a mission to destroy a Sentinel factory, which, of course, they succeeded in. They teleported to another section of Onyx and found Spartan 3 Team Katana, who were trapped in Forerunner slipspace field pods. The Spartans were unable to resuscitate them and fled to a chamber within Onyx's core. They took Team Katana with them, and were pursued by Fleet Master Voronar Manticore's Covenant army. The army assaulted the group of Spartan 2s and 3s, whilst they were holding their ground at a slipspace portal in the centre of the core room. Linda took out many grunts and elites, however Kurt ordered them to retreat into the portal, as the army was overwhelming them. Kurt stayed behind, detonating a nuclear warhead to stop them, ultimately taking his own life. Linda's final act during the battle was taking out 2 elites from their Banshees. After going through the portal, Linda and the other survivors became trapped in a micro-Dyson sphere contained within the heart of Onyx. They explored the sphere for several days, which turned out to be over 3 months in normal space-time. They eventually discovered a group of Huragok who helped them establish contact with the outside of the sphere and bring it back into normal space, allowing them to exit. Onyx Covert Intelligence Team Kilo 5 recovered them and took them to a debriefing at HICOM Facility Bravo 6. Sometime after this, Linda was present at the Voy War Memorial ceremony in 2553. Linda then joined with the rest of Blue Team to escort a UNSC research battalion to investigate a disturbance on the planet Gao. After the Human Covenant War, Blue Team, consisting of Linda, Kelly and Fred, were redeployed to the outer edges of human space to eliminate groups of hostile Covenant forces. These operations were highly classified and were under Onyx's direct oversight. On July 26, 2557, Linda, John, Kelly and Fred were redeployed to Installation 03 to investigate an attack on the science team, as well as Black Team. Linda immediately spotted Promethean crawler tracks, and she and Fred later found the bodies of Black Team, who had been killed. John and Kelly found the scientists, and they left the camp. Shortly after leaving, they were attacked by Promethean Knights, however managed to take them out. They continued tracking the crawler until they reached the original location of the Composer, and shortly after found the Composer's Abyss. Here they entered a portal, which teleported them to a deserted foreigner city. In this city, they found the Composer's Forge, where the Composers are built, and 6 intact Composers. The Didact confronted Blue Team, and summoned an army of Prometheans, and a firefight ensued. While the team battled the Prometheans, the Didact went to the portal, now in possession of a new Composer and Installation 03. He went through the portal, with intentions to use the ring and Composer against Earth, and was pursued by Blue Team back to the ring. When they set foot back on the surface, the Didact attacked them, intending to kill them personally. As he was about to kill John, Linda and Kelly attacked him. He blasted Kelly away and tackled Linda to the ground, disabling them. Before the Didact could finish Blue Team off, Monitor 859 Static Carillon, the monitor of Installation 03, appeared behind him and disabled him with his laser, and then teleported him back to the ring's control room to stop him from killing the Spartans. John pursued the Didact, and the rest of Blue Team returned to their longsword. John succeeded in containing the Didact, and the monitor teleported John and himself into the longsword. The monitor then left to repair the ring, and Blue Team returned to Earth. After John was debriefed by Lord Hood, he ordered him and the rest of Blue Team to have some rest after their many years of combat. Blue Team instead embarked on many classified missions, unknown to Lord Hood, on their own volition. In Halo 5 Guardians, all that is known is that Linda, along with the rest of Blue Team, has gone AWOL and are being hunted down by Fireteam Osiris. I'm super hyped to see Linda in Halo 5, and I think it's going to be awesome to have another dedicated sniper character similar to June and Romeo, and Linda's lone wolf personality will make her a very interesting addition to the game, and it's going to make her awesome to play as. I'll be covering the members of Fireteam Osiris in videos in the near future, along with some of the other characters that are set to play a key role in Halo 5. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop it a like, as it means a lot to me, and this video took a long time to edit. But if it helped you understand just how cool Linda actually is, then I did my job properly. Also, be sure to drop a comment and tell me what you think about Linda, and tell me if you want me to do a video on any specific character in the near future, and I will be sure to do that. As always guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. I love you all.